Hey, it's Kevin. Welcome back to the Road Warrior. Another busy week on the road, and it's kind of weird. You know, we're coming out of that holiday weekend where it was actually a holiday on Sunday, but we get the Monday off, or in theory, get the Monday off. As I said in my podcast, I never get Mondays off because that's the day all of my reports are due, and sometimes that data rolls from a Sunday to a Monday, and you're looking at the Sunday, and it's frustrating. When you work for yourself, you don't always get to make your own hours. You got to do it based on the data and the consistency to make everything right. So that's fine. That's one thing. I didn't have to work too hard on Monday. But the weird thing is this week has just seemed to go on forever. I mean, technically, you know, it's a weekend, but I'm like trying to get caught up from the week. I'd look up and I could have sworn Wednesday was Friday, but it wasn't. It was only Tuesday. I mean, you know, it was one of those weeks where every day I looked up at the calendar and went, it's only, pick a day, Thursday, it's only Friday? Holy cow, I don't know why this is so crazy, but that was kind of the world I was living in this past week. And it's always, I don't know, frustrated me, baffled me, because I've never had a traditional 9-to-5 career. Sure, I've worked in offices and I've worked the hours of 9 to 5 in theory, but because I worked in the media, 9 to 5 could have been 7 to 4 one day and could have been 10 to 2 the next day. You never know when all that stuff's going to happen. It's kind of tough to be able to figure out how to manage all that. But I think that's the one thing we deal with when we work for ourselves, when we work for the man, if you will, is it's not a typical job. I know holidays are made for laborers. Holidays are made for truly white-collar workers. And while I may have worked in an office, I was never a white-collar worker. As they used to joke back in the day with radio, you know, there was the difference between the suits and the dungarees. It's an old WKRP reference. And sadly, I was always one of the dungarees, even when I had a suit on. There was no mistaking I was a dungaree. That's kind of the weird world that I lived in. That was kind of the weird world of how my life worked. It's no big deal. I'm not complaining at all. It was a great life. It was a great career. But it's gotten tougher as I've started working for myself, where I really don't ever get to enjoy the benefits of a holiday per se. There are no days off. There are no off days. In spite of what people say, when you work for yourself, you can maintain your own hours. And I've always found holiday weeks can either go by so quickly or go by so slowly. Usually the week leading into a holiday like that, you're trying to get everything crammed in. But my week leading into the 4th of July was actually pretty calm. It was just normal. It was no big deal. It was almost like people had forgotten the 4th of July was coming up, and so they didn't think anything about it, so nothing really ramped up. Then coming out of the holiday, boom, it's just been a lot of busy work. A lot of times you just think people aren't in the groove and you're paying the price for it. Does that make any sense? Yeah, it's the weird world I work in, but it's one of those things, a short week, but yet a real long week, and that's sometimes tough to deal with. Back next week, another Road Warrior, kevinmason.us, a home to all of these Road Warrior videos. Are we climbing in on 500 yet? I think we're like 50 away or something like that. Wow. So we're less than a year away from 500 videos, and we've been doing this now, going on 13 years off and on. Life is crazy. Times are crazy. Hope your world isn't as crazy as mine tends to be. Excuse me for itching my nose. I'll be back next week with another episode. I promise you that. You can find them on the Road Warrior website, kevinmason.us. Of course, we've got them on Facebook. We've got them on YouTube, too. I don't care where you watch. You know that. I just love the fact when you do. Appreciate it. Come back next week. See you.